Hey everyone, we're on Module 2, talking about marketing plans. This is Chapter 11 in your book. Give that a good read, and also I put some links on there for the reading to help you kind of develop your marketing plan. Whether you have a candid audience or you're recruiting unknown users, everyone needs a marketing plan. So these are all going to look a little bit different because you're all in different settings. Some people are in faith-based, some people are in the school setting, and some people are in the field and practicing. So I didn't want to give you one set example because they're all going to look a little bit different. So I do want some examples of how you would market. What if it's electronic marketing, that's okay, but I need examples of that. If it's hard copies of things that will be mailed out, if something's going to be put up on the wall, I want to see that kind of thing. Those are all materials that you, one, need for your program, and two, if you are going to be doing this program, this is something you would need for your IRB when you market and all that. They want to know what kind of materials, how are you marketing people, are we being appropriate? And then the other thing is, you know, in today's world, technology is a big thing. So if you were to send out a tweet, what would that look like? So on our wiki, we're going to design a tweet together. You put something together. Peers help each other. Remember, it's based on characters, not on words. We got to be clear, concise, and draw in attentions using those modes of marketing. And then for our discussion, we're going to work together in finding 3 different outlets for your journal that you would potentially write for. So if you were going to take this project and actually disseminate it, we want to do all the thinking at the beginning. Where do we want to disseminate? Who do we want to read this? Is it physicians? Is it practitioners? Is it academia? Who would want to read this stuff? And then the other thing is keeping it realistic, making sure that you're at the right level. I'd rather you be successful. I think I put in my syllabus that most of the writing happens by a very selective few faculty or researchers, because they know the system. They understand that how do you get things published? And you start with, as being a doc student, start with state journals. Start with, you know, journals that are geared towards students. Use those opportunities to get yourself some success and some traction. A lot of folks get very frustrated because it can be overwhelming if you submit something to a very high tier and maybe you didn't have the integrity in your research methods to be doing high tier. So, you know, getting those rejections after rejections, that kind of, you know, takes the wind out of people's sails, and then they stop trying to disseminate or stop, you know, writing this stuff up. But to be successful in academics, you need to be publishing and letting people know what kind of work, contributing to the field, and that's how we do it. So finding an appropriate journal, I think, is really helpful. Looking at what other people are looking at might help you be successful. And what I would do is I actually have one is a running list of exercise science journals that I traditionally publish in, and kind of having feedback, because they do get reputations. Sometimes some of them, although their impact factor might be very low, they're very hard to get into. They have less than a 10% acceptance rate. But that field is small, so not a lot of people are reading it. A lot of people are reading JAMA because that's a medical profession, and all our docs are reading that. But so that impact factor is very, very high, and it's very rigorous to get into that one. So impact factor does tell you something about the journal, but it doesn't tell you everything. You got to understand your field of studies. So some of you, I'll look them over. I'll give you some feedback of, you know, we want to go as high as we can go, but we also want to be realistic. So have fun with that this week. Again, if you need me, reach out, send me an email or text, and I will out.